It is a time in our program where we have the wonderful honor to lift up her name, her work, and her legacy through the voice of a young woman, Giselle Walker. She is a sixth grader at the Coretta Scott King Young Women's Leadership Academy and joins us today to pay tribute to this wonderful woman. Welcome.
Good afternoon and grand rising to all distinguished pulpit guests, everyone here at the esteemed Ebenezer Baptist Church, and those joining us through local and international media outlets. I am Giselle Walker, a proud sixth grade student from Coretta Scott King Young Women's Leadership Academy, where every girl has a dream with her name on it. For the next few moments, I invite you to take a trip with me. A trip that will lead us towards shifting the cultural climate through the study and practice of Kingian nonviolence. Are you ready? Then let's go, my friends. First, we must understand our current culture and its challenges. There is war in the land. Our political systems are in turmoil. Social media influencers have more influence over the youth than parents. Our culture celebrates celebrity drama and turns away from peace and truth. Our youth are under attack as suicide rates continue to increase. Depression and despair on the rise, and violence continues to climb. Oh, my friends. We need a shift. I can hear the words of Mrs. Coretta Scott King reminding us the greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members. It is time for us to shift the culture. It's time for compassion and love to order and guide our way. The first stop on our trip outlines the process to create and maintain the shift. Personal commitment. My beloved community members, will you commit with me to model reconciliation in the midst of conflict? Our young people, my generation, are desperately looking to see examples of using words instead of weapons to heal. In a world of loud voices and bad choices, will you stand up and model the way? Mrs. Coretta Scott King was a strong advocate and tirelessly carried the message of nonviolence to almost every corner of this nation and globe. She, indeed, was a voice for change and did the groundwork of organizing and leading efforts to be the change she wanted to see. Our next stop on this trip calls for us to use our powerful minds instead of our destructive fists. Understanding and articulating our issues and problems helps us to explore and communicate solutions. My beloved community, don't get quiet on me, because this trip is going to lead us to a beautiful place. Our next stop leads us to education and advocacy. Yes, education is the very thing freedom riders and civil rights pioneers fought for, while others paid the ultimate price. Our right to an equal and quality education gives us the key to unlocking our powerful and progressive futures. Mrs. Coretta Scott King believed in education, as she was the valedictorian of our high school class and was a champion for change in many other areas. Our beloved Mother Coretta traveled throughout the United States and world, speaking out on behalf of racial and economic justice, educational opportunities, women's and children's rights, gay and lesbian dignity, religious freedom, gun control, the needs of the poor and the homeless, and environmental issues. Her well-lived life still provides the blueprint for all people like me to follow. She committed to shifting the culture in our communities way before it was popular or a trending topic. My beloved community, we are almost at our destination. The final 2 stops take us to direct action and reconciliation. Here's where my generation really needs you. What direct actions will you take to guide a wayward young person? You possess the knowledge and wisdom we lack. We need your compassion. We need your greatness. We need you to act. The Bible tells us that with a lack of knowledge, the people will perish. My peers are perishing daily. You can start in your neighborhood, in a school, in your church. It doesn't matter where you start, but start. Will you take a stance in our direct action to save us? God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and self-control. And finally, the last of the Kingian nonviolence principles brings us face to face with reconciliation, bringing together ceasefire, settlements, and reunion. These words so eloquently describe where we strive to be. In closing, I have one question to ask. Can I count on you? Let me clear my throat and ask this again. Can I count on you? What will your legacy be? Mrs. Coretta Scott King's legacy stretches well beyond being the wife of the dreamer. She carried the message of nonviolence and the vision of the beloved community to the world. Her phenomenal life as a woman of wisdom, faith, determination, compassion, hope, and healing led all the way to the White House to make Dr. King's birthday a national holiday. Her vision for the beloved community and her commitment to nonviolence place her at the forefront of leadership for peace, love, and social change. Are you ready to leave this type of legacy? There is work to be done. We are no longer in the practice of getting ready. We are ready to shift the cultural climate and be the change. It starts with me, and it starts with you. Together, we can. Thank you.